I was a combat veteran, just fueling up my old Dodge Ram at a dusty gas station off Highway 47. The pavement shimmered under the summer sun. As I tightened the gas cap, I heard the rumble. 5 bikers pulled in, circling like sharks. Devil's Sons, their jackets read. Trouble. One of them, burly with a braided beard, laughed. "Hey, Grandpa, that your war wagon? Belongs in a scrapyard." I ignored them. In the Army, I learned the loudest guy is usually the weakest. But they weren't done. A punk with a red mohawk blocked my truck door. "We got a toll rule. How much you got?" he sneered. I stayed calm. "Wrong guy today, son." He leaned in. Whiskey breath, cocky grin. "Gonna call 911? Instead, I removed my cap, revealing my Army Ranger's patch. Faces changed. "You want to see what happens when you test a vet?" I asked. The leader scoffed. "You're not in Afghanistan now." "Exactly," I said. "So I'll keep it clean." I moved fast, dropped Mohawk with a kick to the knee, grabbed a fuel hose and clipped another guy in the head. When the leader charged with a chain, I twisted his arm. 1 smooth takedown. 3 groaning on the asphalt in 30 seconds. The rest backed off. "Think you're tough?" The leader spat. "No," I said, tossing $10 at his feet. "That's for cleanup. Fix your attitude." I drove off, thinking it was over. It wasn't. An hour later, I stopped at Big Pete's Diner, ordered a burger, coffee. Then the rumble came again. The same bikers, plus reinforcements. At least 10 of them now. Carol, the waitress, leaned in. "You know them?" "Yeah," I said. "They're not here for pie." I stood. The diner was nearly empty. I tossed cash on the counter and turned as they barged in. "Looks like you forgot your manners," the leader grinned. They blocked the exits. One had brass knuckles, another a tire iron. "You sure about this?" I asked. "We'll teach you respect," he said. I nodded. "Your funeral." The first lunged, I smashed a sugar jar into his face. Another swung a chair. I ducked and flipped him onto a table. Brass knuckles charged. Bad call. I twisted his arm and booted him through the kitchen doors. I grabbed a pot of hot coffee and splashed 2 more. They screamed. I picked up a broom and cracked knees and ribs. Then came the switchblade. The leader lunged. I twisted his wrist, kneed his gut, and dropped him. Silence. The survivors limped out, dragging each other. I wiped a cut on my cheek and turned to Carol. "You got a broom?" She laughed. "Coffee's on the house, soldier. You paid in full." Lesson 2. When a combat vet says don't, listen. I figured that was it. I was wrong. 15 minutes later, I saw red and blue lights. Sheriff's cruiser. He stepped out, too clean for this county. Hand on his gun. "Out of the truck, son." "Name?" he asked. "Jack Turner." He nodded. "You matched the guy who assaulted some upstanding citizens back at a diner." "Upstanding?" I raised an eyebrow. "They trashed the place." He smirked. "I know the Sons. Good men, veterans. I saw through it. Small town cop likely in their pocket." "Coming peacefully?" he asked. I smiled coldly and handed him a black card with a silver eagle. Department of Defense. "I don't call 911, I said. "I call people who call the Pentagon." He hesitated. Radioed in. Seconds later, urgent orders came back. "Do not detain. Stand down." He paled. "You're free to go, sir." I climbed back into my truck. Tell the Sons next time they better bring more than loud engines. Lesson 3. Never pick a fight with someone who's fought real wars. But bruised egos don't go quiet. 2 days later, I stopped at an old junkyard for parts. Saw them waiting. Devil's Sons plus the Grave Reapers. A nasty gang of ex-cons and cartel thugs. 20 of T. Their leader, a massive man with a spiderweb tattoo, stepped forward. You must be Jack. We're here to fix what you broke. I stepped out, calm. 20 guys? Seems fair. He grinned. Think you're walking out? I smiled back. No, I think you're not. They didn't know I'd called in a favor. My old army buddy, codename Boomer, owed me big. He loved fireworks. The night before, he'd planted remote explosives across the yard, hidden in trunks and oil drums. As they advanced, I clicked a remote. Boom! An explosion tore through the junkyard. Car parts flew. Smoke filled the air. Another blast flicked stacked fridges. Chaos. I moved in. Kick, swing. That night, Boomer and I sat by a fire. You always knew how to exit, he said. I shrugged. Sometimes it's the only language they understand. To Jack Turner, he toasted, meanest old dog in the county. Final lesson. Never corner a man who's spent his life breaking through walls.